Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Zelna Lauwrens, founder of the Kids Life Studio and passionate global advocate for children's well-being. There, I've said it out loud, and today couldn't be a more appropriate time to actually declare this out loud, because our topic for today's masterclass is simply this: declare your truth and speak your purpose. So today I want to just tap into how I came to be able to confidently speak out loud what my purpose is, right? My purpose is to be a secret parent to children around the world that I may never meet. How did I get here? I started off in the classroom, my early career as a school teacher. And in my classroom, I was always an advocate for children. I was always that teacher getting into trouble and always cheerleading the children on, no matter how naughty they were, no matter the labels they were given. I saw pure potential. Now, where did that come from? Certainly not from my teaching degree, which took me 4 years to get, by the way. There were no classes done on emotional intelligence or how to support children going through trauma or how to support young people who were being neglected, abused, or hurt. I did train to be a special needs teacher, so I knew the nuts and bolts, but nobody ever taught me that. So I firmly believe that if you're listening to this now and you're watching me and you're sharing time with me, I believe that we connected. We connected with a common purpose, and that is that we've seen a glaring need for young people to have mentors and guides and role models, coaches, kids' life coaches, to support them along their journey in life, almost like a tour guide. And so I know for a fact that I was born with this gift, but it took me many years to realize that. As a teacher, it was always an uphill struggle, arguing, fighting the battle. In fact, carried on for many, many years. And it's only in the past decade, and I have been working with children for well over 2 decades, it's only in the past decade that I started developing a sense of peace within myself. That did not come easily. It took work, but the work wasn't the work I thought it would be. It was my mindset. I had to get my mind right. I had to believe that this was my purpose. I had to start living my purpose and living my truth. And in 2018, when I launched my book, The Secret Parent, and I spoke out loud my truth that I suffered from complex trauma, that I myself suffered from depression, that I was on medication, that I had struggles of my own, all of a sudden things started clicking into place. So I started not only speaking about my truth, I started living my truth. I stopped pretending to be somebody I was not, Miss Perfectionist, always wanting to get everything right, scared to get anything wrong in case I was judged. And I started just being perfectly imperfect. And I think Brené Brown had a lot to do with that. I walked a long road with Brené Brown. If you haven't read her books, there's not one that I can actually recommend because they're all brilliant in their own way. But I really do believe in what she says about we're all designed to be perfectly imperfect. And when I made peace with that and I started living my truth, giving myself permission to get things wrong, giving myself permission to learn and grow through challenges and adversity, that's when I realized that I was actually pretty resilient in many ways. And that translated into my coaching sessions as a kids' life coach. And because of that, I was able to start speaking confidently about my purpose. So I can stand in a room of, well, I have at the House of Lords of the education ministers and delegates who have titles longer than my name. I can stand there and I can confidently speak my purpose, not because I'm the best in the world at what I do. Who knows who the best is? But I believe that I was put on this earth for a purpose. And my purpose, because I was never blessed with children of my own, my purpose is that I was blessed to be the secret parent of children that I may never meet. But this session is not about me. I just wanted to give you a little bit of context. This is a masterclass about you being perfectly designed to live your truth and speak your purpose. So I have a question for you. Do you know what your truth is? Do you know? Do you know what it is that's driven you to work with children? I know my story, and it's really important that you know your story. It's important that you understand why you've taken this journey to coach children, because this isn't just a job. This is a calling, and I have the privilege of working with people around the world like you and many, many students that have gone through my training to become certified kids life coaches. And everybody has this common thread. Everybody was born with the purpose to be a children's change maker. And that's what ties us together. It's the glue that sticks us all together. Now, when it comes to living your truth, are you living your truth? Or are you wearing a mask and not showing who you really are, who you truly are? Are you happy with who you are? Do you have the confidence to stand up and speak your purpose? If not, that's okay if your answer is no, because it just takes work. I was there once too. It takes work, and the mindset work that you're doing now in this masterclass is part of that process. If you've said yes, you're ready to speak your purpose, I have a challenge for you today. In fact, even if you're not ready, this challenge goes out to all of you as children's change makers. We're living in a world where children are really struggling. Parents are struggling, teachers are struggling. And we need to band together with a common universal message. And our message is that children can be the leaders of their own lives. We are there to give them a toolkit and the skills to be able to navigate this thing called life that has its ups and downs like a roller coaster ride. It is our responsibility as children's change makers with this purpose on our hearts to really show up and to live our truth, to walk the walk and talk the talk, and to collectively speak hope into our communities, because that's what young people are needing. They're needing hope. It's not that they have lost hope, but there's a general sense of apathy because there's so many external toxic influences impacting on young people. And we can act as the buffer to that as kids life coaches. So our job is really quite important. And it's not that we're replacing the parent. It's not that we're replacing the teacher. I want you to speak your truth, and I want you to step into your purpose. Just live out loud. Be a shining beacon of light. You know, children, because I've worked with them for over 2 decades, children are the most honest beings you'll ever find. You will want a child too. You know what it's like. I've got very curly hair. I don't know how many times my coaches have told me, Zelna, you forgot to brush your hair, or Zelna, your makeup looks funny, or Zelna, what are those shoes you're wearing? You know, coaches, children, they speak out loud. They speak their truth. And we can actually take a lesson out of their book, because children have something to teach us as much as we can give them a toolkit to cope with life, to give them the leadership skills, to give them the brain skills, to be able to make good choices. Our tagline at Kids Life Studios, where choices are made easy. It's also important for us to realize that those children that are sent our way as coaches are there to help us galvanize our purpose. Which leads me to the last point. I know for a fact that all of us, we're united as children's change makers, and we have a purpose. And we're united in our message that we're putting out there, the message of hope. Children need hope. We're united in that, right? But I also know that probably like me, you've also gone through your fair share of pain. And pain galvanizes purpose. When you've experienced challenges and obstacles and disappointments and hurts, it really is such a wonderful opportunity, not at the time. You don't have to be strong at the time. You can lean on other people to support you. But it's a wonderful opportunity after the fact to reflect on how strong you are and how much you've grown and how you've learned. And that is going to galvanize your purpose. So today, in this masterclass, I don't want you just to leave and think about your purpose. I want you to really, really go out there and take action on your purpose. How are you going to live your truth? And how are you going to speak your purpose? Whether it's to one person, because it just takes one person to plant a seed of hope in a parent's mind, to plant a seed of hope in one child, one person who may be having a bad day. That's all it is, one person at a time. And as you grow in your confidence and your abilities as perhaps a public speaker or as a coach, you can then expand that group to your circle of influence to 10 people, 20 people, 100 people, and maybe like me, one day you can speak to 1,000 people or more. You can be on podcasts. Now I'm thinking big here because I want you to go out there and play it big. I don't want you playing it small. You are not just a kid's life coach. You are a tour guide for children. You are somebody who speaks hope into them. So go out there and take action. Set yourself one action step at the end of this masterclass that you can take, right? One action step that you can take, that you can break down into micro-sized goals to take yourself to where it is you want to be. If you want to speak on a stage with 1,000 people, or you want to get a TV interview or be on the radio, you need to know what TV station, what radio station, which magazine you want to be published in. Right? You want to speak your purpose, you want to live your truth, you've got to know the specifics. Once you know that and you set your intention, you can start visualizing it. You can start creating a roadmap for getting there. That doesn't mean you have to know every single detail, because trust me, I'm a blue sky thinker, matches my blue dress. I'm a blue sky thinker. So sometimes I scare myself with the things I think of. And so I've learned to let go and let flow. Allow yourself just to let go. Once you've set your intentions, you've set your micro goals into bite-sized chunks to reach those intentions. So for instance, if you want to speak on stage, but you're not a confident public speaker, a micro action would be to start volunteering your services to speak in schools, to small groups of parents, or at a networking event, or to get yourself a speaking coach. So micro goals. And then when you start taking those action steps, you'll see what happens. The magic will start to happen. Because when you living your truth and speaking your purpose, there is no other way than going with the flow. Because everything's been decided for you. This job that you're doing has been put into you, has been planted into you by a higher divine power, no matter what your beliefs are, right? I don't know what your beliefs are, but you have a higher purpose. And this is not really about you. I'm sorry to disappoint you, although you have to put in all the hard work. This isn't really about you. This is about you being of service to the children that you have the privilege, and it is a privilege to work with children. You have the privilege of guiding. So remember my challenge, take action. Make sure you set yourself a goal, break it down into micro-sized chunks, stage yourself, and then start visualizing, meditating on it, journaling on it, and live it. Live it every single day. Just by showing up for this masterclass, already that's one action step, because you're working on galvanizing your mindset. Remember, you've got this, and I've got your back. So in case you don't know me, I'm Zelna, and you are more than welcome to reach out to me if you want to learn a bit more about kids' life coaching, or perhaps you are wanting to find a coach for your child. And we have a global network of coaches around the world who can support you, who share this common thread and this heart, who have continuous professional development that they attend with regards to best practices. So no matter what your reason was for showing up today, I want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing time with me. And I really wish you well on this wonderful journey, because my last message for you is that you are perfectly designed to live your truth and speak your purpose.